What would you do if your life depended on one last sentence? This is the incredible story of Lucia, an unjustly convicted woman, and her last words that changed everything. Stay tuned until the end because what he revealed just before the execution will leave you breathless. The hidden truth could upend everything you thought you knew about justice. Before starting this exciting story, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss other incredible stories of injustice and redemption. Lucia, a 32-year-old woman, was at the peak of her life when everything changed. Accused of having kidnapped and killed Isabella, the daughter of an influential judge, her life became a nightmare. The judicial process was relentless, painting her as a heartless monster. But despite the pressure and the ruthless judgment, Lucia maintained an enigmatic silence. His words on the eve of the execution would shock the nation. "The truth will die with me," he told the priest. On the day of her execution, with the eyes of the world focused on her, Lucia made a shocking revelation. "If you kill me, the truth about Isabella's disappearance will die with me. I am her mother and I can prove that she is alive." And what do you think? Do you believe that Lucia was the victim of a corrupt system? Leave your comment below and let us know your opinion. Lucia was a woman like many others, until her life was turned upside down. Accused of a heinous crime, she suddenly found herself at the center of a media storm that painted her as a monster. The trial was swift and ferocious, fueled by public hatred and the accusations of Judge Orlando, the father of little Isabella. Lucia was sentenced to the death penalty and spent 5 years in an isolation cell, far from everyone and everything, living in the shadow of society's judgment. His story began 5 years earlier, on a quiet summer day. Isabella, a 3-year-old girl, had mysteriously disappeared. The investigations immediately focused on Lucia, a family friend who, according to the accusations, had kidnapped the little girl to take revenge for an alleged affair with Judge Orlando. The evidence against her was circumstantial, but enough to get her convicted. Orlando used her position and the power of the media to portray her as a vengeful and dangerous woman. During the trial, Lucia always remained silent, a silence that many interpreted as guilt. In reality, it was a silence full of pain and helplessness. His words had been twisted, his actions misunderstood. No one had given her a real chance to defend herself. And so, the verdict was inexorable: guilty. Over the years, Lucia found comfort only in her faith. He prayed and thought, trying to make sense of everything that was happening. Her cell was cold and dark, but a flame of hope burned inside her. A hope that one day the truth would come out. The day of his execution was fast approaching. Lucia was prepared to face death with dignity. But he knew he couldn't leave this world without revealing the truth. The evening before his execution, he was visited by a priest, to whom he confessed his last words: "The truth will die with me." That night, Lucia thought back to all the events that had brought her to that point. He remembered the day of the accident, when Orlando's wife and little Isabella were involved in a tragic car accident. He remembered the screaming, the chaos, and then the silence. Orlando had taken advantage of that tragedy to frame her, hiding Isabella with her grandparents on a remote farm. Lucia had discovered the truth only thanks to an insignificant but crucial detail, a place casually mentioned during one of their secret meetings. On the day of the execution, the tension was palpable. The room was filled with spectators eager to see the end of what they considered a monstrosity. Judge Orlando was present, with a smile of satisfaction on his face. But Lucia was not intimidated. When asked if she had any last words, she responded with calm and determination: "If you kill me, the truth about Isabella's disappearance will die with me. I am her mother and I can prove that she is alive. It's hidden on Orlando's grandparents' farm." His words unleashed chaos. Orlando tried to discredit her, screaming that she was crazy and didn't deserve to be listened to. But the authorities, impressed by his safety, decided to investigate. Orlando was detained while a police team went to the farm indicated by Lucia. The discovery was shocking. Isabella was alive and well, raised lovingly by her great-grandparents. The truth had finally emerged. Lucia was immediately exonerated and Orlando was arrested for kidnapping, obstruction of justice and other crimes. His fall was swift and spectacular, a man who had manipulated the system for his own gain. Lucia's release was not only a legal victory, but also a powerful lesson in maternal love and human resilience. His fight against injustice touched the hearts of millions of people, reminding the world of the importance of always seeking the truth. His story, marked by pain and suffering, transformed into a powerful message of hope and redemption. Lucia and Isabella, finally reunited, began a new life together. Far from the shadows of the past, in a serene refuge surrounded by nature, surrounded by the love of their loved ones. Their new home, located in a quiet countryside, was a place of peace and serenity, away from the spotlight and gossip. Isabella, now 8 years old, quickly adapted to her new life. He began attending the local school, where he made friends and began to make up for lost time. Lucia, for her part, worked hard to rebuild the bond with her daughter. Every day was a new opportunity to get closer, to share moments of joy and growth. The evenings spent together reading stories, watching the sunset, and walks in the fields were precious moments that helped both heal from the wounds of the past. Despite the newfound happiness, the scars of the experience were still present. Lucia suffered from recurring nightmares, recalling the days spent in prison and the nightmare of the trial. But with time, and with the support of his community and family, he found the strength to carry on. The local authorities, struck by Lucia's story, decided to set up a fund to support victims of judicial injustice. This fund, named after Lucia and Isabella, provided legal assistance and psychological support to those who, like Lucia, had suffered unjust convictions. Lucia herself became an activist, working tirelessly to help other people get justice. His story became a symbol of hope and fight for the truth. Interviews, documentaries and books were produced to tell his incredible story. His determination and courage inspired many people, showing that even in the most desperate situations, truth and love can prevail. Lucia and Isabella continued to live their lives with dignity and hope. Every day was a new chapter, an opportunity to build a better future. Their story, marked by injustice and pain, turned into a powerful testimony of resilience and unconditional love. If this story struck you, give it a like and subscribe to the channel by activating the bell. Every support helps us continue to tell stories of hope and justice. Lucia's release was not only a legal victory, but also a powerful lesson in maternal love and human resilience. His fight against injustice has touched the hearts of millions of people, reminding the world of the importance of always seeking the truth. If you liked this video and it touched you, we invite you to discover another exciting and moving story by clicking on the video suggested here. Thanks for watching, see you next time.